Hey, welcome everybody. Rob Pravanshe here from NoBS Photo Success. It's been a while since I've done one of these podcasts or NoBS TV presentations. The reason is I've been busy. It's that time of year. You know, Christmas time, November, December. I used to call it pull your hair out time. If you're not going busy this time of the year, something's up. You should be making a lot of sales. It's just the nature of the beast, right? It's very seasonal, so... Anyways, I've been doing a lot of stuff, and that's the reason why I've been very, very, very distracted. So, but I'm back in the saddle and coming at you with some stuff. So, I got a sort of a potpourri of marketing strategies and photography biz talk that I want to talk about. But the first thing I want to talk about is this. Check it out. This is a cardboard, sort of a postcard flyer. It came with our meals bill a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, at our favorite restaurant, which is Pat and Mario's, which has been rebranded to P&M Cucina. I did a commercial shoot for their newly renovated restaurant. They used all the images for their menu and their website. This is what I find cool about this. Now you see this here. It's called Dr. Clean. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So Dr. Clean is this new sort of, looks like a franchise. Maybe it's corporate owned, I don't know. I'm guessing it's a franchise. Hassle-free vehicle cleaning service. It's the exact same cleaning place for cars. What do you call that? Auto spa or something that we used to use when we had our studio back in a commercial mall because it was in the same mall area. And I always was sort of critical of the way they ran it because it was very haphazard, like a lot of these places are. And so whoever moved in there with this particular deal is doing some really, really cool stuff. And I want to bring this up because it's really important insofar as using affiliation marketing strategies is concerned and how you can do the exact same thing in your photography business, okay? So just because it's an auto spa place doesn't mean there's not a message here or a lesson, because I want you to understand this. Well, there's two messages here. First of all, affiliation marketing, but I just want to talk about some core business practices, first of all. Dr. Clean, Inc. Is doing some really cool stuff. First of all, they've rebranded it. The place, I can't even remember what it was called, Auto Spa or something like that. It had the stupidest looking logo. It was an outline of a car against a sunset or something like that. And you had to look at it and go, well, what was it? It made no sense. Visually, it made no sense. So their initial impression was very, very confusing. So you want to be very clear as to what it is you're offering. So if you have a display, people come into your studio reception area, people meet you at a networking meeting, or if you have a trade show booth somewhere, your first impression is so critical. It should say everything that you stand for, and it should be hopefully top-notch all the way. So. But here's what's cool about these guys. I thought this was totally genius. Hassle-free vehicle cleaning services. All right, that's kind of mundane. But here's what I thought was cool, and I always thought somebody should offer this for this kind of a particular industry. We offer pickup and drop-off services. Wow. You know, I'm sure they charge a little bit. Maybe they don't. I don't know. To me, it was always really a missed opportunity with the auto spa industry, because we used to go every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks or whatever, but I always thought it'd be really cool if they would call us or put us on a membership program. You know what I mean? A VIP service. You know, if maybe you pay a monthly fee, they come and pick your car up. They know your sort of habits. Fridays you're usually at your workplace, and they'll come in between, say, 10 and 2. You just make sure your car's there, maybe even give them a copy of your key or something like that. You know what I mean? It addresses a real problem. It's like, it's an issue. So, otherwise, we used to always have to call them or drop in on them, say, "Can we bring our car in tomorrow?" No, we're too busy. It was such a hassle. So it takes away that hassle. So it addresses a real pain in the industry. So I thought that was genius. So they offer everything, shampooing, interior, exterior, and have this discount. They have a discount. See that 10% discount. What's cool about that is they've teamed up with this restaurant, which is a really, really busy restaurant. And I don't know if they pay them. I'm going to ask the owners, because I know the owners very well. I'm going to ask them, what did they get in return for putting this in with their bills. So everybody went to the restaurant. When their bill came after the meal, this was included with the bill. I'd never seen that before at a restaurant. I thought it was kind of genius. So the restaurant owners must be getting something in return for doing this. I'm not sure what, but maybe it has to do with car cleaning. Maybe they got cash. Who knows? So ask yourself this question. Where can you team up to promote your photography services? I've personally done events through hardware stores in local surrounding towns. I'd go to a hardware store where everybody shops, and I'd promote a 1-day, 2-day family portrait special coming up in about 4 weeks. And I would charge, at the time, this is going back to the 80s, say $19.95 plus tax. The hardware store would collect and book the sessions. The hardware store would collect and keep the money. So that's what they would get in return. So they would book all the sessions for me, drawing from their traffic flow. I would end up with all these prepaid sessions. I mean, it's $20 is not enough, but don't forget that's in 1980s dollars. So probably would be more like $47 nowadays. So prepaid, so you get a more serious clientele. Then you go in, you do all your sessions, and you go back and you make a bunch of money selling. So cool. I just love this kind of marketing. So there's a company that's doing it well, doing it right. All right. I want to talk about something else. I was talking to Alicia. You'll notice in the podcast, I'll put the link down below. I'm trying to do these monthly podcasts where I just shoot the shit with another photographer, and that's pretty much what that is. You know, a lot of people don't understand what a podcast is. I keep getting into trouble with guys like Danny Rabela, who's a typical Type A personality, very successful photographer out in California. Go figure. The guy's like 55 years old. He's retired, fully pensioned off as a police officer, and he's going gangbusters with his photography studio. Anyways, when I first started doing these TV episodes, he gave me shit. He sent me an email. He goes, "Get to the point, Rob. You're talking about your hair." And I'm like, well, okay, sorry about the hair comment. My hair looks pretty good right now. But he sort of had a point that I would, get to the point. But at the same time, he wants like a 2-minute blast, get to the point. But a 20-minute, 40-minute, a 1-hour-long podcast is more generic. It's more conversational. There's a lot of them out there. I follow a lot of them. I like going to YouTube and following guys like Joe Rogan and James Altucher. If you get a chance, go check those guys out. Tim Ferriss. They're always doing these interviews and or chit-chat podcasts. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's Danny. Maybe he's just a punk. I don't know. Anyways, it is what it is. So I was talking to Alicia, who's from Australia. She's my first ever podcast. And she was talking about how busy she was with doing her Santa Claus pictures. And it really burned her out quite a bit. So what I thought was really cool about our conversation was because she was basically she's too busy. That's the bottom line. She's too busy and it's burning her out. I get it. Last spring I did 3 days of fairies. At the end of it, I was exhausted. And maybe it's just getting older. I don't know. But I was physically exhausted. So my last fairy day was 2 days, and I don't think I'm going to do 3 days ever again. It's just too hard on me. So the solution, of course, is to raise the prices, slow down the deal flow, do less, make more with what you got. And I thought it was kind of cool because sort of what we discussed was she does these $97 Santa Claus specials. Very, 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 very popular. She starts booking now for next year. And she did 60 of them, and as much as you think, okay, that's pretty cool. And then she makes reprint sales on all of those, but they're all prepaid, $97. Come in and bring your kids with Santa Claus in her studio, which is a garage in her house. It's like this garage. Anyway, she ends up getting reprint sales, and I said, well, why don't instead of doing 60? Why don't you just not make them available to the general public? The great unwashed masses will not be able to have access to that product. My answer to her was, make it available only if you're a past client. That way it eliminates all your high maintenance clients. Gone, right? They're gone. And plus it makes them feel special because it's something that you're only making available to them. They get first pick. If you're not a past client, you're not even eligible for it. As a matter of fact, we won't even promote it to you. Nobody will know about it. So it's kind of an insider secret thing. I thought that was pretty cool. That was my answer anyways to her dilemma. Her dilemma is kind of based on the fact that she's successful. Kind of sucks when your success is the cause of all your sorrow and stress. But sometimes it is the way it is, and you got to make decisions and choices. So I got here a couple other items I want to talk about. I did 3 sessions in the last 6 weeks. I did a lot of stuff on location, and it's been very, very busy. It's crazy busy. But these 3 particular sessions were a couple, and each had 3 boys. Okay, so you look at this one here, that one there on top. I shot their wedding. I shot their engagement session. I shot each of their families, one side at least twice and the other side once, where they had like the whole family, multi-generational shoot at some point in the last 10 years. Each one of those boys I photographed since they were newborns, each one on the baby's first year wall panel. I'm not sure, but I think they were upgraded to the gold level. I'm a big believer in memberships, by the way. I talked about Auto Spa. They should have a membership. That's what I do for the baby's first year, for the toddler panel, Creative Kids Club, the family plan. All those should be membership-arized. Is that a word? Membership-arized? Anyways, here's my point. Long-term customer value. When you think about it, weddings, families, engagements, each one of those is a baby program, and each one of them came onto the toddler program, and that's what I was there. I was photographing the last session of the little guy. He's in the middle there. The toddler panel is after the baby's first year is up. We offer them another 2-year program, and it's the same thing as the baby's first year. It's a panel. They get a session every 6 months instead of every 3 months. And sometimes they're late. They were late because this kid's about 4 years old, so they spread it out a little longer. We don't care, whatever. You spread it out whenever you want. So I did a quick family shot as part of the toddler panel. No, I didn't charge them more for that. If they want to have a family shot, that's fine. I'm going to shoot it. Brought them outside, and that light there that I used is a shoot-through umbrella with an alien bee and a Vagabond light source battery pack. It was really nice out. It was winter. Obviously, you could see the snow on the ground, but it wasn't windy or cold or anything like that. So I just love the way the colors played out against the lake. And they ordered a canvas print and a whole bunch of other prints. So lifetime value of all your clients is what's really important here. When you create these memberships and you create these offers and programs, it's really marketing 101. And I just see so many photographers that fail to do this. They open up shop. They think, oh, the floodgates are going to open up for me and all kinds of people are going to appreciate how wonderful I am. No, you've got to be proactive. You've got to get out there, make offers, do direct mail, newsletters, social media and email, but don't rely on those two. You got to ramp it up a lot more than that. So that's how you get up to like a 6-figure, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year gross sales in your photography business is by offering products like that and packages like that and memberships to the right market. You got to remember these are people. It's portraiture, events, having babies, weddings, families all together. It's important that you put that in perspective because if you're trying to make money shooting sunsets and flowers, it ain't going to happen. I dare say I don't even think there's a whole market for pretty young girls or fashion photography. You see a lot of that these days. Everybody's doing all kinds of free sessions of pretty young girls, glamour shoots, and it's just like, yeah, okay, they're nice images, but whatever. All right, so on that same topic of mums and dads whose weddings I photographed with 3 boys now, check this family out. Okay, there, look at that guy. Look at that guy. So this image here, I was shooting that a couple weeks ago. Now, these people are really nice. They're low-key. I shot her wedding. I shot 2 of her sisters. There's 4 girls in the family. I shot 2 other weddings in their family. Super, super, super nice people. They're just low-key, just, probably accountants. I don't know. And their boys are like, off the charts hyper. So So anyways, I was shooting our family portrait a couple of weeks ago, and then the boys were going nuts. So so I kept shooting. That's what I was shooting. Chaos. See that chaos? And that's the predominant selection of images that the mom ordered. Okay, I got to tell you one more thing. After this was done, I always do this, by the way, and you should keep this in mind if you're doing any kind of a session on location. Don't take your lens off your camera. Keep your lens and camera on, strapped around your neck. Put everything else away, put your camera gear away, put your lights away and your reflectors, and like as if you're going to pack it up. Because there's always going to be an opportunity that will present itself, I find, at some point in time. So I keep shooting. So the mom brought the 3 boys into the kitchen on the island and had them doing crafts. And I'm like, okay, photo op. So I run into the kitchen. I'm just shooting. The boys were calm. They were calm. They were right into it. So I ended up doing a whole mess of pictures like that. See? And she ordered minimum 40% of her order was those shots. I was shocked. I was so shocked, but that's what she ordered. So there's a lesson there. In that lifestyle photography of them doing stuff on that really is representative of what they're all about is something to think about. So that's the kind of photography, it's a la Kirsten Lewis that I sort of like that sort of stuff. Anyways, so the 3 boys, the mom had each of their babies' first year on the wall. So I had the 3 boys sit up in front of their appropriate baby's first year, and I just wanted to get a snapshot of that. I thought that was pretty cool. So, and then there's these guys here, which was later in the day after shooting this family. Just coincidentally, I had 2 families of 3 boys. Been photographing those little guys since they were newborns as well, and they had the 3 baby's first year wall panels on their wall too. And these boys, there's typical boy behavior. You see that? Absolute chaos. It is what it is. So, but boys tend to get a little hyper, I find. All right. So, lifetime value. Think about it, man. Just think about it. Think about the effect you have on your clients. And to them, I'm family. I'm the guy they go to. This girl here, right there, the one who has the 3 sisters, 2 of which I've married. I've photographed their weddings. I'm not married to 2 of them. That would be wrong. But I photographed her. So 3 or 4, I photographed their weddings. There's one who's single. She's 26. And she was telling me that she loves to travel. She works, saves up money, and travels. So probably if she ever meets the right guy and gets married, see, what's going to happen is it'll be like, oh, well, you call Rob. That's what you do. That's their sort of narrative in their family. So that's what you want. You want in their family, well, yeah, you call Rob. Rob's the guy you call. We need family pictures. We need a wedding photographer. We need baby pictures. We have something going on. Well, Rob, it's obvious. There's no question about it. That's the kind of reputation. That's the kind of loyalty that you want to create. Taste the vodka in there. Actually, it's green tea all the way from China. It's the real deal. All right, one more item for you, and then I'm going to close it off. No, I'm going to talk about 2 more items. Okay, so a couple nights ago I did the doctor's party. I've been photographing this gig. There it is. See that? Shoot through umbrella. That's fill light. Shoot through umbrella. There's a backlight, and there's a red background, and there's a kicker light right there. Actually, there's a kicker light on both sides. And there it is. These are cheap prints, by the way. I'm just trying to give you the idea. Right? See the snowflakes we added around there? Cool. So there's a backlight, 2 kicker lights, main light, fill light. Fill light's very, very weak. It's about at least 2 stops less than the main. And been photographing those guys, the doctor's party, since 2001. With only 1 year where they didn't hire me, and that was 2002. And what happened was, 2001 I was digital, and we could print on location, download, blah, blah, blah. We give them the 5x7, we put them in a folder and deliver them to their tables the night of the Christmas party. And the second year, 2002, the event coordinator said, Rob, everybody was asking for you. So it's obvious we need to have you back. So 2003 up until now, I've been going back every year. They just love having me. And check out this group. See that group right there? Those are all the psychiatrists. They always get a group shot, and then they have another group shot with all the wives. I mean, I can't even pile them in. There's too many of them, but I shoot it anyways. So, and a lot of them are clients. A lot of my clients are from the medical industry, so we get to see them again. We hug them and have a nice chat with them. And a lot of clients who are not clients, we get exposed to because, we're there. We're in their face, so we get a lot of leads. So this is last year's backdrop. That's a Silver Lake backdrop, by the way. Ice storm, I believe. And this is just a paper backdrop. Red photograph's nice, doesn't it? You can see we added some snowflakes in there. Created a layer mask in Photoshop, and we just dragged it over with each image. And I used a Canon Pixma printer. It just prints ridiculously fast, ridiculously high quality. So that's just one of many, many events I do. I think I'm done. I want to talk about Toastmasters. I don't know if I talked about this in the previous episode, but it is December 2014. In August-ish or early September, my daughter, who's 19, came up to me and she said, "Dad, I'd like to join Toastmasters." And I said, "Cool. I'll pay and I'll join too. Are you okay with that?" She was like, "Yeah." I said, "Great." I paid and we joined. Now, coincidentally, I was in Starbucks a couple days later, and there was a nice-looking young lady who was leaving a table. I was waiting for a table because it was full. She was picking up her stuff and putting them in like a briefcase. And I went up to her and I said, "Excuse me, are you leaving?" And she said, yeah, I'm leaving. And I noticed on her table was a Toastmasters manual. So I said to her, I said, "Ooh, Toastmasters." I said, "Funny thing, my daughter and I are thinking of joining. I've been a member since 1991. For about 12 years or so, I was a very, very dedicated Toastmaster attendee. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever done in my life. Trust me, if you want to do something cool, join Toastmasters. Just do it." And it's scary at first. It's probably not what you think it is. Sounds kind of weird. I know it's a weird sounding name, but it's very supportive. It's very easygoing, and it's designed to help you become a better communicator, a better public speaker, a better organizer of meetings. And you meet some wonderful, wonderful people. So I went with my daughter, and it was really cool. 19 years old, to see somebody so young to want to take in that kind of an activity where it's all about self-development. And I'm going there, a bit of attitude in my head, thinking, well, I've achieved about as high as you can get in Toastmasters. I achieved what's called the ATM Gold, because there's 4 levels. There's ATM, then there's ATM Silver, Bronze, Silver, Gold. And there's a higher level. It's called the DTM, but I never got to that because you got to create new clubs, and it's more involved than I wanted to bother with. But anyways, so I went there and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I've done so much of this. It's going to be boring. And then I quickly caught myself and I said, no, don't do that. There's always a challenge. There's always an opportunity to grow. And it's especially cool to go there and see my daughter do speeches and attend the table topics and to it's amazing. And the members, it's just such a cool group, and they're all looking at her like, this is cool. They're all getting it, that this is wonderful to see somebody who's that young, because they're typically in their 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s. A lot of professionals go. And so she's sort of like this oddity, but she doesn't care. And I think it's one of the best things anybody at any age can do, especially a young person who's really going to learn to improve her communication skills. Okay, it's amazing. It gives you so much confidence. There's no easy way around it. If you're scared of public speaking, it's the best place to go. But there's no shortcut to facing your fears other than going to Toastmasters, and they make it really easy for you to progress at your own pace. It's wonderful. So I'm in there and I'm challenging myself to get over my attitude of I know it all, and to find ways to take what I know and look at areas that I need to improve in, and to look at the overall experience and say, all right, how can I'm a pretty good public speaker, I think anyways, But I'm thinking to myself, how can I take public speaking and make it even better? How can I take my skills and make them even better? Where's the opportunity in that? So that's sort of my attitude, and I've been enjoying it thoroughly. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I might just keep going, because the idea was we were going to go for half a year, because she's heading to Southeast Asia for 3 months in January. But there's a good chance we'll keep going and just become regular members again. I'm just really having a good time with it. So anyways, on that note, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you guys have a very joyous Christmas and New Year, prosperous and exciting. I hope you got exciting plans set up for the new year, for your photography studio, for your photography business, and for yourself and for your family. So having said that, I will sign off now, and I'll hope to get another one for you in a couple weeks from Costa Rica. I'll be on the beach. I'll bring my camera with me, and I'll have the next episode coming to you from the hot, warm climes of Costa Rica. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Take care.